What's up, you guys? It's your girl, K Wade. I'm on a nature walk in, of course, nature. So I brought my mic with me on my walk because I went on a walk yesterday and I recorded a little voice memo, but the audio is not that good. So I brought my mic out here with me today. And yeah, I'm just going to yap. I know for sure yesterday when I was walking and making a voice memo, I was just talking about my connection personally with God, and that everybody's connection with whatever they may believe, whether it's God, whether it's universe, whether it's whatever else it may be, everybody has their own personal connection to that divine source. So for me, I feel very close to God and connected to God when I am for sure in nature. That's the number one. That's the number one. Being in nature, hugging trees, literally just grounding my feet in the grass, hearing the birds chirp, feeling the wind blow, you know, watching the animals, watching the leaves blow in the wind, looking at the different plants. I could go on and on. But that's how I feel connected with God. Yoga is the way I connect with God. And then meditation. Of course, I don't meditate as much as I should, so I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and flex. But meditation is such a great way to get connected. And there's different ways. Music, artwork, creativity is also another source for me to feel very connected and grounded in God's energy. Everybody feels like they have to be right. And when you're not right, that means you're wrong. And if you're wrong, that means you're less than. That means you're stupid. That person has a one up on you. But in reality, that is not the case whatsoever. When you're wrong, it just means you lack the knowledge. You were ignorant. So being wrong is not a bad thing, but everybody wants to be right. That's why we have all the problems that we have nowadays, because everybody wants to be right. Everybody simply can't be right. You have to be wrong sometimes. You see, that's something I'm learning too, how I don't always have to be right, because I'm not always right. That is ego. When you feel like you have to be always right all the time, that is your ego. But too much ego could really hinder you. It can close off connections. It can block blessings. I know last year my ego really showed out, and it showed up in a different way. Everybody ego shows up differently. So mine tends to show up in romantic situations more so, because I have this need to prove people that I'm lovable. Okay. And it's not people. The people is me. I tend to be very clingy, or I used to be very clingy because I wanted to show myself that I was lovable. So, had a great connection. Cool. Ended. Beautiful. I mean, of course I cried and stuff, but it was very mature. I knew that it was supposed to be a seasonal connection. That some people really only come into your life for a season, and some people are literally seasonal, and some people are a lifetime. But even after it ended, my ego wanted to hold on to it just because this person met certain people. I wanted to prove to them, yes, I'm lovable. I had to suffer. I suffered. I suffered. I had to go through that ego death. And I caused my own suffering because I had such a huge ego and did not want to let go. You have to know when to let go, to release, and to surrender. And I could tell you, when I let go and when I surrendered, everything, I'm not gonna say everything, but certain things started happen unexpectedly. Expect the unexpected, for real. I got to see how I would show up in those connections, what I want out of them, the things from that connection that I need, okay, and things from that connection that I don't need. Very, it's still beautiful regardless. There's a lesson in everything, as long as you see it. As long as you see it. This concept of love, the idea of love, the energy of love, we have to show it to ourselves first before we can expect it out of others. People make love so complicated. Love is not complicated. Love is literally waking up in the morning. Love is literally the sun shining. Love is literally oxygen. Love is literally everything God has created. That is love, right? So loving yourself could just mean eating. Loving yourself could just mean drinking more water, because you could have everything in order. All right, you could be loving yourself down, but it could be small things that you are slipping away from and not pouring into yourself. It could be movement. Like me walking on this trail, getting outside is love, because I stay cooped up in the house and just be in my bedroom, in my bed right. But getting up, going for a walk in nature, doing this, what I'm doing right now is love. This is me showing love to myself. So we have to show ourselves love in however way that may be for you, because we all have our own ways of how we want to be loved and how we should be loved. Let's talk about promises. You expect people to uphold promises or keep their words to you when you don't even do it for yourself. You told yourself, I'm gonna go to the gym today, right? Did you go to the gym today? Are you going to the gym today? You said you weren't gonna spend any money today, but here you are swiping your card. Those small things are promises, and it's okay to like have those moments where you miss a day, like, okay, I'm gonna do this and you don't do it. Okay, cool. But just know you still didn't uphold that promise to yourself. So when you say, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, you have to do it. I don't set expectations on things. I have desires, but I don't overly obsess about the outcome or when it's going to come. That doesn't mean I don't work towards my desires, but I do what I do what I can to work towards it, but I am not hyper focused on the goal, hyper focused on what I'm supposed to get or what's supposed to happen. That's another thing that I've learned, or I'm continuously learning to, I want to say master, maybe conquer. Is the law of detachment. I'm doing pretty well. Took time to get here, getting experiences and life. But the law of detachment, I've learned how to detach from situations. This is situations, places, people, things, whatever. That does not mean I don't care. That doesn't mean I don't love that, whatever it could be. That doesn't mean it doesn't hold space in my heart. I'm not worried about it. I'm detached from it. If it's not helping me in this moment, not this moment, but if it's not bettering me, if it's not making me feel good, I'm going to detach from it. And I don't mean I don't feel my emotions. I'm a crybaby. I cry. It's after I grieve a situation, after I've grieved a situation, that is when I detach from it, because I put my energy into it. I allow myself to feel the emotions. If nothing can be done, nothing changes if nothing changes. But if nothing can be changed, you can't change nothing. So I feel my feelings. I do what I got to do, cry it out, scream it out, punch it out. However, it has to show up for me. I try to make sure that they're healthy coping mechanisms and not negative ones, not harmful ones. Um, and yeah, give it the space, give it the grace, give it all of it that it needs at that moment. But then after I did what I have to do, I have to let it go, because holding on to it is blocking blessings, is blocking new beginnings. Once you release that, once you remove the blockage, things start pouring in. They are pouring in differently, probably not how you imagined it, probably not how you've seen it on TV or in the movies or in showing up in other people's lives, but it's happening in the way that it was divinely supposed to happen for you. I go through a lot of, I'll say heartbreak, because stuff be heartbreaking. I go through a lot of heartbreak, and nobody ever likes to be heartbroken. It's not all romantic. It can be platonic. It can be family, friends, whatever it may be. But within those heartbreaks and that hurts, I've always came out bigger. I've always came out better. I've always came out this newer version of myself. If I'm gonna go through something that hurt, that's painful, I'm gonna use that energy that I'm feeling, that pain, that hurt. I'm transmuting that. I'm transmuting that, because that energy has to mean something. It has to be flipped into. It's getting very windy, so that's how I know it's confirmation. Um, that energy has to be switched and changed into something beautiful that I can use that could fuel me. It's either you use that hurt and that pain and stay hurt and stay miserable, allow it to bring you down in this deep darkness that you can't get out, or you can allow that pain and that hurt to be the fuel for you to be something greater, for you to be who you want to be, for you to show yourself love, for you to show up how you want to show up without the judgment or the thought of the judgment of others. We tend to suppress who we are because everybody is so similar. So when you different, it's like you don't want to stand out. You don't want to be the misfit. You if you feel like you're a misfit, you just not an NPC. You're not an NPC, baby. And there's nothing wrong with that cuz you go against the grain. I've always been my authentic self, but then there are certain ways in certain aspects I try to morph and conform to the people around me. So a perfect example of this is music. So I listen to all forms of music, like, but majority, like what I listen to day to day, you're gonna hear some rock music, you're gonna hear some anime intros, love songs, you're gonna listen to some rap. But there was a time where I'm trying to listen to drill because everybody else around me listen to drill. Now, there's some songs that give me hype, get me geeked or whatever, but that's not me. When my playlist was filled with that music, I was the angriest. I was the angriest. But I'm a loving person. I'm love, y'all. I'm not hard body at all. But that was my persona for many years. This hard body girl. But it was because I had to be well, I quote unquote had to be hard body because when I'm this soft individual, people take advantage of that. So I built this shield. I built this persona of me being hard body, me being I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go off. Like it's a lot of learning. And you have to stop being angry with yourself. I feel like that's a lot of the anger that be rooted in us, or I could just be speaking personally. It's a lot of anger that be rooted within ourselves and then our foundation. 111 on the clock. So there'll be a lot of anger between ourselves and our foundation. So our foundation is all the things that made us who we are today. So anything childhood, parents, siblings, all family across the board, school, outside, friends, things of that nature. So we're harboring all this anger that has not been expressed. We got a whole bunch of angry people walking around. Like I said, I was angry, but it all started for me understanding why I was angry, the root of that anger, grieving that, grieving that version of myself, grieving my mistakes, showing love and compassion for that version of myself, showing myself grace. Okay. This was a nice vibe. How y'all feeling? Before I skedaddle out of here, I just want to say, I just want to let you know if you're going through anything, whatever it may be, feel how you feel the pain, feel the sadness, feel the anger, feel the rage, feel it. Make sure how it comes up, it's still very responsible, it's still very safe. Okay, nobody's being harmed. Cry, scream, run, like express, punch a pillow, do what you have to do. But you're not alone. I just wanted to end it on that. You're not alone. This is the year of 9, a year of transformation. So if you're uncomfortable, it's because you're transforming. You are transforming. You are stepping in territory you ain't never been before. You are going to a different domain. Everything that you want is on the other side of that discomfort. It's just the indicator of what's supposed to be. So push through that. But I am about to conclude this trail walk. So if this is the type of content you like, I'm just yapping. I'm just yapping. So let me know. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys in the next one.